Peace and blessings, family. This is Ubria, and I am back with another reading. This might resonate with you or with someone in your energy. You will receive valuable insight either way. And if it doesn't apply, let it fly. So, this is another intuitive message. And that's the thing, it's not even really an intuitive message, it's a common sense message, but it is a message about intuition. All right, follow me on this. I was on Netflix and I was watching the movie about the Heidi Broussard, how do you say her name? Broussard story. I'm from a generation where movies like that, we will call them a made for TV movie, right? If you're of a certain age, you know what I mean. It's one of those movies, but it's on Netflix. And it's a retelling of what happened to this woman, Heidi Broussard. She was murdered by her quote unquote best friend because have y'all heard about this story? This shit is insane. These two women had been friends since they were 16 years old. They met each other at some sort of Bible camp down in Texas. They stayed friends all through their 20s. And then in their 30s, Heidi has a little kid. She's engaged to be married. And then she also gets pregnant and has a little girl. The other woman, I think her name was Megan, she had not had the same career trajectory. She was not in a stable relationship. And when she found out that Heidi was pregnant and was having another baby, this woman then lied and said that she was pregnant. She lied to her man who was gonna dump her. And in the conversation where he said this relationship is over, she said, I'm pregnant. But it was a lie. She formulated a plan during her fake pregnancy to steal her friend's real baby and pass it off as her own. She had what is probably called, I'm no doctor, but I think pathological envy. And yeah, she was pathologically envy of her quote unquote friend. So I just want to say a few cliches at you, okay? 9 times out of 10, if you're going to be killed, it's going to be by somebody you already know. The people who are your enemies, they're not going to make it obvious that they're your enemies. They're going to seem like your friends because your enemies are going to want to stay close to you so that they can hurt you, use you, manipulate you, gaslight you, whatever it is that they want to do. They're going to want to be close. I know it feels really weird, when people give messages like that, because I know online, people talk about narcissists, people talk about enemies, chosen ones, evil eye, destiny swap, all the things. We all know all the terms and things to do the opposite of what Jesus said, which is to love one another. That's what we're supposed to be doing. Jesus said love one another, but he did not say that you have to trust one another. You can love people from a distance. That's why I said this message is more of a message about common sense, because I feel like when we are young, we know how to do this. If we get a bad feeling about somebody, we know how to say, I don't like her. I don't like him. I don't like going over there. I don't like how that makes me feel. And those responses that are life-saving biological responses designed to keep you alive and to keep you safe, we get talked out of them usually by our caregivers, by our friends, by our siblings who say, no, it's okay because blah, 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 blah. And we learn how to trust other people's intuition over our own. And the main thing that other people's intuition teaches us is that we need to be nice, we need to be fair, or we need to give people what they want. And if we don't want to be nice or fair or give people what they want, we need to give them a reason. And a lot of times when you have bad feelings about people that are going to harm you, they work damn hard to make sure you never have a reason to call out what it is that you feel. They know you feel it and you know you feel it. But because no one has given you a reason, you ignore your intuition. So that's why I say this is a common sense message, because common sense teaches you to stay the fuck away from people that give you bad feelings. You know damn well this woman Heidi, at some point in the damn near 20 years that she was friends with her murderer, she had a bad feeling. I'm sure she never, ever, ever suspected that this woman would take her life and steal her baby. But she had to still they gave her the ick. They made her feel like, I don't know, I just don't want to fuck with this person. And they even had a scene like that in the movie. Now, I don't know if that happened in real life, but there was a scene in the movie where the crazy lady, the killer, overheard the victim in a conversation with someone else, and the someone else was saying that they did not trust the crazy lady. And she was saying, I don't know how you're still friends with her. And you know what the victim said? She said, well, I just be feeling bad for her. If the only reason that you are cool with somebody is because you feel bad for them, if you wouldn't be cool with them, then the truth is you really don't want to be cool with them. That part of the sentence where she says, I feel bad for her, she's not verbalizing the first part of the sentence, which is, I don't want to be her friend, but I feel bad for her. And a lot of times that's the quiet part that we don't say out loud, even to ourselves, which is, I don't want to do this. We give the excuse, we give the reason when we talk ourselves into things or out of things. And we say, well, I don't want to be flaky. I don't want to be the kind of person who says I'm going to do something and then doesn't do it. I don't want to be the kind of person who doesn't follow through. I don't want to be the kind of person who doesn't show up. When you talk about the ways that you want to be and you think that you're proving how you think you should be by continuing to interact with this person, place, or thing that you don't want to fucking interact with. The first part of that sentence is typically, I don't want to. I don't want to, but I don't want to be a bad person. Blah, blah, blah. You need to stop the sentence at I don't want to. I don't want to is a red flag. It's a flag on the play. It's an alarm. And people trick us into thinking that we're just the kind of people that don't want to do anything. I guess you don't want to have any friends. I guess you don't want to talk to anyone. I guess you just don't want to do anything fun. People will guilt you. And after a while, whoever voice that was that said shit like that to you, you will start to hear that as your own voice. You will start to do that shit to yourself. So it should be common sense to listen to your intuition, but it's not. So I'm telling you, listen to your intuition. It can save your life. And even if it doesn't save your life in some dramatic ass way, like, you were going to get killed, but you don't get killed. I'm not saying you're going to get killed, but I'm saying your life is meant to be enjoyed. Your life is meant to be spent in the way that you want to spend it, not wasted because of things that you think that you should do. That's number one. But number two, hell yeah, I'm saying that your intuition can save your life. Absolutely, I'm saying that. I am saying that this could be the difference between life or death, because I'm going to tell you this. A lot of times we get addicted to wanting our intuition to be confirmed. We love a confirmation so that we can know that we can trust ourselves. And if someone has harmful intent towards you, what is the confirmation? That they do that shit? That you give them proximity and an opportunity to hurt you? That's the confirmation? That's not the kind of confirmation that you want. So in situations like this where you're saving yourself, you're saving your life, you're protecting your well-being, the only confirmation that you're going to get is that you continue to be fine. The only confirmation you get is that nothing fucking happens. And that's the kind of confirmation that you want. So just remember that. It's common sense, but it feels weird because this is a bizarro world and we're raised to never trust our instincts. So I'm here to tell you, trust that shit and go on Netflix and watch that shit. I keep wanting to call it a documentary. I think because it's based on a true story. And I think it says that on there, the Heidi Broussard story or something like that. Yeah. All right. That's all I wanted to say. I'm going to talk to y'all later.